You return to the wagon after you and your fellow exiles secured victory over the Fate and find Volfred waiting for you there. Well done back there, my kin. You are serving your companions well. Now then, I've something that I wish to share with you, if you've a moment. We have discussed the plan of which we're all a part. I have a means of measuring our progress toward the goal of it. I'd like for you to have a look at it. First, let's determine where the rites may take us next. Look forth. I expect you shall again see several shining stars where once you saw but one. Alright. That one. That one. That one. Okay. Several shining stars, a trick of the eye or a will of the scribes, who can say? I too once gained this newfound vision many years ago, following my first liberation rite, and I believe only we of the Nightwings have this gift. I realized that in choosing whom the Nightwings confront in each rite, we in turn influence which triumvirate we face when the time comes for someone to be set free. Well, you could have let me know that beforehand. The object I invite you to use contains further detail. Henceforth, you may use Volfred's planner. Shows the relative standings between the 9 triumvirates and the rites. To see your current progress, look upon it now. Using Volfred's planner, you may assess your progress toward your ultimate goal, as well as check the current standings of your adversaries. Volfred shall keep this information up to date for the remainder of your quest. You may look over it now or any time in the Black Wagon, or while searching the stars. Okay. So... okay, people who've moved up, people who've moved down, I think? So we're at the top. And the Withdrawn is next, which is led by this person who I don't like. The Essence. Okay. These guys are down lower. Total rites conducted. Rites liberated, just 1. Probability of success. Additional rites required. Liberation rites conducted. Rites to next liberation ? Okay. So if I don't want to face these guys for liberation, I was gonna fight the dissidents next. That was my goal. I could face these guys to get rid of them. I could face those guys to not have to face them. Oh! The accusers. Why don't I don't remember you off the top of my head. Led by Lendl the Liar. Why don't you don't bears an old grudge. Why do I not have you in my memory? Yeah, for whatever reason that fight was not significant to me. Alright, well I guess we should go take care of these people? I was not in any hurry to cross paths with Umilde again. Turns out she's even worse than I thought, depending on how superstitious you are. He then reveals what he has learned of her and her designs. Witch Umilde, one of the Blog Dwellers, and head of the Withdrawn, a triumvirate more interested in the legends of Y'Shaak the Astralborn than in the rites. Her kind was known to be reclusive in the Commonwealth, yet she was brazen in her disdain for common values. She practiced the unspeakable. Somehow one day her research into flammable reagents grew into an obsession with Y'Shaak, despite widely held belief that he is dead or never did exist. But Umilde held that Y'Shaak is merely dormant and shall someday be reborn with newfound hunger, which could only be stated by devouring the world. Then at last could Yishlak return to his glorious home, and Eumilde would go with him. When Commonwealth officials showed up to take Eumilde for spreading unrest, she was all too eager to comply. After all, a sentence to the downside meant being that much closer to Yishlak's resting place, where she believed she had much work to do, where the withdrawn stood ready to assist. I don't know if we can stop whatever she's up to, but prevailing against her in the right should slow her down at least. Anyway, good luck getting to sleep. See you in the morning. You bid Hedwyn a restful night in kind. It's too late to take flight, so you expect to press onward come daylight. Page revealed. Oh. Fulford's planner. Okay. The Fate united under Many-Mane, the Alpha Chief. He is brash, but follows his traditions. He prizes faith, discipline, and honor, qualities he seems to lack at first. He formed the Fate under the precepts of olden laws by his four-legged ancestors. They believed in a certain natural order in the way of things. Many-Mane wanted for the Fate to likewise show respect. Initially, he only chose from other curs. He, however, urged the Fate to replenish their numbers from any race or ethnic group thus willing. Thus shall they anticipate what is to come with open eyes and minds, and never frown upon what is in store for them. And we read that. Okay. You want me to look at it? Faye seems very happy about something and has been chanting softly to herself. On closer inspection, however, she seems to be engaged in conversation with the wagon wall. And so, after the rite, I think he said to me, farewell. Can you believe it, little brother? He said that he left to go find Mr. Dalbert, who went on ahead. And so, I think maybe we are friends now. Don't you think so too? We have a lot in common, don't we? Friends are supposed to have a lot in common, right? For instance, we're both fighting for those we care about, for those who helped us when we needed it. Is that not so? He's very lucky to have met Mr. Dalbert, isn't he? She falls silent for a time then. It cannot be that the 8th scribes intend that all of us just have to fight each other all the time. It just cannot be. So many whom we face, they don't like us very much, do they? Because if we prevail against them, it must mean that they cannot go home, even if they really want to. So that's why they don't like us. Back home, when they told me to stop being me, I didn't like them either. You know what I think, little brother? I think the scribes put us together in all this so we can learn from one another and grow closer as friends. That's what I think, little brother, and I told them so. And maybe the next time I see Almer and Mr. Dalbert again, they'll be happier to see me then. She bounds off, noticing you as she goes.
Lutista.
Hi, reader. You sense some burden has been lifted from her, and her knowledge of the rites, however informal it may be, has crystallized into a deeper understanding. Ooh, permanent hope. Aww. That's really sweet. I don't know if there's any way to get them up higher to try and liberate one of them, because they don't seem bad. If we lost to them, that might be okay. I don't know if does the game, if we don't liberate everybody, I assume there's only a certain number of liberation rights. So, I mean, does it come to a point where we have to choose, if I want to free somebody on another team, does that mean I have to choose who doesn't get freed on my team? And I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay. I don't know how this works. Let's continue onward. Take off. Doom, 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 doom. Yonder lies the ridge of gold, somewhat less imposing when viewed from this vantage point. Do you not agree, reader? The myths of the downside hold that it is no mere ridge of stone, but the remains of Lord Gandalf, once slain by Gol Goliath then himself. Serpent Titan. Okay. Though, perhaps such tales are of little import now when you stand to confront the withdrawn here in just a short while. Faye senses the presence of the 8 scribes. Pamitha expressed interest. Let's try this. You make a successful landing in Downside PRAIRIE, near the southern edge of the Downside. Memories of having first met Headwind, Jaudrael, and Rookie come flooding back. Why was she... I guess because it changed now? Yeah, it updated to say that she regained her freedom. You now should have some time in the vicinity before continuing toward the Ridge of Gold by land. We got a new page. Ooh. Downside Clinger yields fruit from time to time, though only if one says the magic word. Creeps from Downside PRAIRIE. The Downside is connected to our realm via a single artery, the river named for our prestigious sap colleague, Lou Sklorin. That river gushes into seeming nothingness. That seeming nothingness turns out, of course, to be the Downside. Its existence undermines thousands of years of thought about the consumption of our world. The Downside's southern edge we call the Sandfolds. It is a deserted wasteland speaking well to this land's lack of hospitality. Here, the strength of many who survived the river journey finally fails. If only they could clamber further north, where lies the verdant Downside PRAIRIE, a better place to perish, to be sure. And these are older pages, because... Alright. Let's explore. Together with Pamitha, you venture forth into the lonesome lands of Hollowroot to ensure the path is clear and check for anything of value. I don't think I'll ever get too used to all this traveling by land. You sense Pamitha's spirits lighten to some extent. The survey is brief and uneventful, leaving you time enough to pursue your vocations on your return. She gained +1 hope. Alright, I'm gonna keep doing this, to be honest. You find a quiet corner near the back wagon's grounds to delve into the secret of the Book of Rites through greater under... Yeah. Okay. Hope. Presence. Reduces banishment time. The texture of the pages of the book, the foreign bindings, despite the volume's age, it shows so little sign of wear. At times, the power emanating from it almost overwhelms you. There we go. Might as well do all that. Oh, now you didn't enjoy our walk? Find Pamitha by herself again, though her expression is grown darker than her custom. Leave me be, would you, reader darling? I'm trying to get some good and proper moping done here. You're distracting me. Leave me be, reader. Just leave me be. You don't want to know what's lurking in my heart or mind. What you'll find there isn't pretty. Yet something about her thought process is different to you now. You know that with her conditioning, she can resist your scrutiny, but now her thoughts are laid bare to you. Oh. She asked us to leave her be because we wouldn't like what we would find, not because she wanted privacy. Damn it. Pamitha seems to be inviting you into her thoughts. You remain there in that lonesome space with her. What is it going to take, I wonder, Tamitha? Shall I just go ahead and kill them all? That would be proof enough, perhaps, about my loyalties to you and to our sisters. Perhaps I ought to start with this one right in front of me. Oh, she's... The bond between you severs as Pamitha opens her eyes and stares at you. Then she smiles sweetly and gives a gentle laugh. You see, reader darling, my thoughts are rather cumbersome at times. Do not fear, I have them very well under control. Still, thoughts being the loathsome thing that they are, I nonetheless cannot fully suppress them. She exhales and looks askance. You know by now why I am in this mess with all of you. You could say I lack Tamitha's sense of commitment, her zeal. She lives only to see your nation overthrown, or something worse if she could have her way. Centuries of conflict can be quite emboldening that way, especially when one's sister, leading cause of death, is Commonwealth forged steel. Wielded with the utmost mercy, of course. While I had little patience for the senselessness of it myself, became a bit of a pariah, I suppose. I knew Tamitha was going to get herself and others killed someday, so when she was to fly out on this big old mission of hers, I had other arrangements made. But after she was caught, your people did not exactly uphold their end of the bargain. I knew there were such risks, of course, and yet a chance is still a chance. Tamitha was clipped and cast down. A mercy, they called it. I did not see it that way, and in my growing protests of her treatment, I was soon enough to follow. She falls silent for a while. I haven't yet decided if I entirely regret my actions, but I do seek Tamitha's forgiveness, and I wish she could see my thoughts for what they are, as it seems you can. Then she might realize our nation's people have much more in common than she knows. Sometimes I wonder which of them's the stupider. She brushes past you and out of the wagon for now. Those were some pretty damn dark thoughts. She's depressed. That's where that was taking her. That wasn't a serious threat. She was born on the 31st of the 8th moon, suggesting she's practical and easygoing. She made repeated attempts to make contact with enemy combatants taken into custody. Records state she remained loyal to the High Wing remnants, despite claims to the contrary. Tamitha has served for 4 years, and the downside thus far, it is a life sentence. She was a talent ace of the High Wing remnants who possessed the talent of her sisters, but not their single-minded zeal. She grew wary of the fighting and decided she'd put an end to it. Thus, when a critical battle approached, the Commonwealth was waiting, and her own blood sister was among the harps captured and clipped. She was more guilt-stricken by this turn than she expected. When she attempted to contact her blood sister in exile, she was told that she could seek her firsthand and was exiled in turn. That is rough. Here in the sweeping plains of downside PRAIRIE, you encounter a messenger imp come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. Oh, this news this time pertains to Jadriel, whom you liberated at the fall of Salim. You learn Jadriel's past transgressions have all been forgiven. She soon was to be reinstated on the blood border on the presumption that she wanted her old status back. In fact, she was offered an especially prestigious leadership position in the First Veil, an elite blood border platoon shrouded in secrecy, other than the famous results of its operations. For a demon such as she could not be seen in the streets. But she refused the gesture rather bluntly, the report suggests. Instead, she sought Volfred's agents, as well as several of her former fostered sons and daughters, and so the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. The last part of the messenger imp's news must have been damaged in transit, although it appears to be in Jadriel's own words. All you can tell is it says, await.
You thank the messenger imp for relaying this information. Your companions are excited to discuss the news. This is awesome. Ryu! Tizo is fired up about the news of Jaudrael's return to the Commonwealth. She is an inspiration to us all, or to this knight she is at least. There's nothing she can't handle. I miss her bad sometimes, but I'm glad she's alright. You're next, Hedwyn. I promise you're next. Do you think she still has her horns now that she's back up there? Sounds like she does. Tisk. I wonder what the rest of her message said. You give it to him for us, Jody. Knew you had it in you. The news of Jaudrael's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. Oh, yay! More pages. I wish to be remembered not for boastfulness. Thus, I refrain from detailing our exploits across the land, save to say they were numerous. Know that only through our combined strength of arms and wit did we withstand the savage land. Such were the monstrous dangers that it possessed. I came to see that all the terrors which I heard at bedside in my youth were based entirely in fact. So great they were, they blotted out the sky. Such was the evil that we vanquished, that the remnants of it yet shine under the stars, and in the end, it was the stars which guided us toward our truest calling. The serpent titan Gandroff turned to brittle stone not long after his death. Of that you may be certain. What remains is a flat, elevated basin that stands us closer to the heavens. Upon the fallen Gandroff's hide, the stars themselves alight, and you shall know you stand on sacred ground. We set the metal sigils, lit the candle flames, and we embezzled on the rock-like forms the sigil of our passage to and from this land. And then the stars themselves, they did reply to us. They sang, shining bright, their voices loud and clear. We understood their cadence, and we knew how often to return. I'm not sure I'm a fan with the way the book is, the way that we're unlocking some of these pages. It's hard to make sense of some of that. Hey guys, what are you guys doing on the way back here? You know it's not so bad here. I was thinking, I got some pretty good stuff. I think you want to check it out. Ooh. Oh, okay, I don't want that. I always want this. I don't think I'm gonna buy anything else for me right now. Who is fighting in this next rite? I don't even know. I kind of want to take Pamitha. If I put it on here... Oh! Well, there we go. Bam. You guys have a good day out there. Downside dining. Food. How to sustain oneself with food and drink in such a place as this. The less said of it, the better. Do not complain, observe, and above all, keep moving. Sources of sustenance avail themselves to those with keener sense. In warmer climates, search the ground at break of day for subterraneans. In colder places, dig for them. Give them purpose. Drinking pools are rare, but moisture in abundance outside of the sandfolds. Some is poisonous. Take only what you need. The downside limits any opportunity for access, but it provides enough amenities to meet the needs of life. One who withstands it cannot help but feel a sense of gratitude. Though the now familiar surroundings of the Ridge of Gull made preparations faster than before, the stars are already aflame by the time you and the others are gathered. Here we go. You ready, Faye? Blessed be the 8 scribes who created the celestial contest.
through which exiles such as ourselves may demonstrate our capacity for faithfulness and strength. Wish them all good fortune in turn. Little else is said, and together you watch the celestial harmony in calm and silence, and await the withdrawn.
Stand forth, you exiles of the Night Wings. You are returned once more unto the Ridge of Gaul. Your adversaries in the Rites this eve shall be the Withdrawn. Reduce their pyre to a smolder and step closer to freedom. Now prepare yourselves.
Previous time ye defeated us, defeated this time. Y'all Rishlak, no matter the results, and no matter the cost. We can take him. Who's up for this one? Oh.
Who shall conduct this rite?
Bio updated. Oh, that's right. At the start. No! Oh, how dare you! Ugh. How dare you? Who gets extra shit? Who boosts the pyre? Did I take that one off? After dousing, yeah, let's put that on. Give me that. Put that on. Okay. Okay, yes. Okay, definitely one Faye. I know I can change stuff around. All right. Taking Faye.
Faye.
And we're taking Pamitha.
Pamitha.
And we're taking Headwind, because I want Headwind.
Headwind. The choice is cast.
You can count on me. Hear us, Shishlak. Bring to us thy terrible power.
Commence.
Get out of there, Headwind.
Almost.
Well, that wasn't Headwind. Ah, damn it.
Your adversaries did not hesitate.
Oh, shit. Don't lose this. Don't lose this. Don't lose this.
Alas for Faye.
Screw you guys. Going this way. Ah!
Of freedom.
Whew. Oh, I got her. Oh. Oh, your presence was bigger. I wasn't paying any attention.
A stroke of luck is all.
Hey, I will take that stroke of luck.
All
Damn.
3 Night Wings.
Oh, I didn't even realize that they did that. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Ametha. Oh, that didn't work out.
That one almost got through.
Ooh. I got it.
As per the sacred law.
Ye stand against us once again. Be gone! Irrelevant to us, to our purpose. We've got to take her down. Oh, I got her. Shit.
sinners.
I got it.
Glory to the scribes. This is the path to glory.
What? Screw you guys. I got it. That was beauteous. Damn it was.
Now end the ceremony.
Oh, headwind.
Dibbly brutish.
Shit. Oh, go. We're okay. Not okay. Less okay. Oh my god. Give me the orb. No! I got it. Oh no!
Your pyre sputters.
Oh!
Oh,
Oh shit. I got it. Ah,
it is done.
yes!
The Nightwings prevail.
Oh, I was worried.
Fire burns whilst that of their adversaries is but ash.
Whew. Whew.
The rite is complete.
Ye slack slavers defeat, thine ours, he cares not, ye shall see.
There is much to learn from this experience.
Whew. No matter what anyone says, I refuse to think there's some sort of limit to one's understanding of all this. Woo. Hedwyn and his allies may instantly return banished allies by moving to where they fell. Oh, interesting. Hedwyn and his allies cause banished adversaries. Ooh, give me that.
The moon-touched girl has greater understanding
The
than
8
it
scribes.
seems.
They so inspire me, and now I feel I've grown somewhat closer to them, maybe? Faye flings the orb faster and farther than usual. When saluting her adversaries, Faye automatically leaps toward the orb if no one has it. Brief charge-up time before Faye jumps or sprints is virtually eliminated. Give me that.
If
Everybody.
only wings could speed us on toward greater
All in all,
understanding.
having to unlearn everything I've learned is going somewhat faster than expected. While casting her aura, Pamitha can trigger an aura burst that banishes nearby enemies. Press again just after. If Pamitha is banished while Winged Fury's effect is active, she returns twice as quickly as normal. For 5 seconds, Pamitha moves. Oh, okay. So if she's banished, she returns quickly. Ooh, flying faster than usual. That's very nice. Speed is nice.
Till
I
the
like speed.
stars align.